Good morning. Here we are, Saturday morning at the 4th Annual Fort Worth Indie Film Festival. Lovely downtown Fort Worth at the Norris Center, 304 Houston Street, Sundance Square. I'm here with Israel Varela, the writer, producer, director of the Johnny Starr Story. Guys, you have to see it. It's a wonderful, wonderful film. So Israel, thanks for coming out.
You're welcome.
This morning. So just tell us a little bit about the film.
So the film is inspired by actual events, right? My executive producer, Laura Chrissy Scott, approached me with this idea about a rock star who had died in her hometown when she was a child, and this investigator for the District Attorney's Office was murdered, house set on fire. They never caught the murderer. To this day, they never found out who did it. So she approached me with the idea, and I started doing some research on the subject, and I said, we could add our own story to this and give it our own flavor and make this story our own. Original piece of work that's inspired by actual events, but the story it's actually our own story.
Great. So how long was the process from beginning to end? How long did it take you?
It took a while. So she approached me with the idea. I wrote the script. There were several revisions. From the time she approached me with the idea to the end of pre-production, it was about almost 5 months. And then and that was central to us knocking it out in 3.5 days when we traveled to Natchitoches, Louisiana with our team. Just having all that pre-production in place, so when we get there, we hit the ground running. And yeah, there was minimal hiccups, but we were able to overcome those pretty quickly.
What was the biggest hurdle that you ran into that you could tell us about?
Well, on set, filming was definitely the rain. We had several outdoor scenes. And the rain, it was just raining the entire time we were there. In June, that's the rainy season in Louisiana. It was raining the entire time, so we had to adjust and find alternate venues and stuff. So that was probably the biggest struggle on location. Post-production, we had some technical glitches, so it took a little bit longer in post-production to finish because we wanted to make sure we got it just right. So,
yeah. Just watching the film, you never would have known that. I'm going to say this, guys. Out of all the films that we screened that I personally saw, over 300 films, this was one of my favorite films.
Oh, thank you.
It was really, really an amazing film.
Thank you.
So do you have any more festivals going on, or they don't get a chance to come out tonight and see a screening at 9 o'clock, doing a 9 o'clock block tonight? You don't get a chance to come out. Is there any other way that you have any more festivals?
Definitely.
Or anything like that?
Definitely. So you can Google the Johnny Starr Story, Good Morning Texas. I did a segment on there with Jane McGarry Wednesday to promote the film and the Fort Worth Indie Film Showcase. If you're not able to make it to this screening, we're coming up to the Eye Catcher Film Festival, which is in November up in Oklahoma. We have several other film festivals we're waiting to hear back from right now. Go to our Facebook page, The Johnny Starr Story on Facebook, or Instagram is The Johnny Starr Story, Twitter, Johnny Starr Film, and follow us because we're constantly broadcasting all of our updated news on those channels, so follow us there.
All right. We definitely want you to follow this story, but we really want you to come out and see it tonight. So
yes,
come out
please.
to the Fort Worth Film Festival and see this amazing story by this amazing writer, producer, director.
Yeah, we have a lot of cast and crew that are from the Dallas-Fort Worth area, so this is kind of our hometown, so to be screening it here, we're looking for a really great turnout. Cast, crew, friends, family, and anybody else who wants to join us, come on out and check it out.
All right. Thanks, Rick.
You're welcome.
Stopping by.
Pleasure to be
appreciate
here.
it, and I'm looking forward to seeing it again tonight.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, come and see us again. Fort Worth Indie Film Showcase, beautiful Sundance Square, downtown Fort Worth, 304 Houston Street. Come on out and see us. See you later, guys.
Take care.
Question was, when y'all decided we're going to tell a story, okay, and you're in the development phase, you said, hey, look, this is what we're going to do, this is what message we're going to get across, whether you knew it or not, but it just basically said, okay, let's find the money, let's get the cameras, and let's go ahead and get our players, and we're going to go forward to it. Where'd y'all start? Where did it originate?
Yeah, so I'm a director, producer, and actor, and writer of the Johnny Starr Story. Kind of what inspires me is the story. There has to be an element of it that touches the human heart, right? And different people can relate to different things, so it has to be able to touch people. Secondly, there has to be a story there, right? Not just making films just for the sake of making a film. There has to be a story, a good story there, and I'm kind of drawn towards true stories or stories that are inspired by action events and stuff like that, because a lot of people can relate to that type of content. With this film specifically, my executive producer, Laura Chrissy Scott, kind of pitched the idea because it's inspired of an actual event that
Which
happened.
film was that?
The Johnny Starr Story. When she was a kid in her hometown, you know, she remembered the death of this musician and the death of this investigator for the DA's office. And so she pitched the idea to me. I'm like, yeah, that sounds kind of cool, you know, because I was working on a couple of other ideas as well. And I'm like, let me do some research, you know. So I started researching it, what actually happened, what took place, and kind of the commentary from the local townspeople. I'm like, well, this sounds pretty cool. I think there's something there. We just need to add our own flavor, our own story to it, some additional elements to make it a story that people could follow and touch their heart. So there's a lot of different elements with the film, but first and foremost, it would have to be a story that touches people's hearts.
My favorite ones.
Yep, absolutely.
So is there any other questions from the audience? You got a question?
Yeah, I had a question. Y'all write your own stuff, but when y'all reach the writer's block, how do y'all push past that and keep going with your script?
So the question is about writer's block. What about you, Israel?
I would agree with Joy on that. You know, if I get to a point where I'm just blocked, I'm not going to sit there and force something to happen or force something to come out, because usually whenever you do that, you end up with crap. In my opinion, like Joy said, I'll stop. I have a full feature film script that's been in development for going on 2 years now. I know the story that I want to tell, but it's like, how do I want to tell it? I'm about 2/3 of the way done with the script right now, but you know, whenever I get to a stopping point or a block, if you will, I'll step back away from it and just enjoy life, go on vacation, hang out with family, do whatever, you know. Because a lot of times that's where you get ideas to put into your script, is through living life, right? So you got to be out there and live life, not be glued to a screen and just force something to come out that's not organic, if you will. And then secondarily to the director question, I'm a little bit different than most directors that I've run into in regards to script and actors. You know, I hear that, you know, directors be like, oh, it's just a guideline and do your thing. And if I'm the writer and I'm the director, I wrote that script in a certain way for a reason, using certain words for a reason. I want the actor to use those words, not to use it as a guideline to do whatever they want. You know, play the character based on how the script is written and the words that are used in the script. Other than that, you could create the character however you want, and I'll give you direction if I'm not feeling it, you know. But the script is the script for a reason.
So what made you want to become a filmmaker or get involved in film industry, become an actor? How did that tell us quickly how that happened and why you did it. That's great. Israel, how about you?
Well, I always, you know, wanted to get into the acting scene, you know, since I was a teenager, and then life got in the way, had kids, paid bills, be a responsible parent, you know, kind of thing. And then my actual first venue into the entertainment industry was in the music side. I was a rapper several years ago, another lifetime. And did that for a few years, you know, and then kind of took a break from that, and I was kind of in a hiatus, if you will, like, shit, what am I going to do, you know, like, and then me and some buddies at this marketing agency I used to work at, you know, decided to enter the Doritos Crash the Super Bowl deal that they have every year, you know.
The commercial competition?
Yes, so we created a couple of commercials, and I had a small role in one of them, you know, I was mainly behind the camera, but I thought it was really cool. I'm like, this is actually something that's pretty cool. I enjoy doing the whole creative process and everything, you know. So then I started taking acting classes, and I'm like, you know, I think this is something that I want to do, you know. So one thing led to another, went from acting, started making films, and now I'm here with you guys.
We appreciate you being here. What makes a film great for you? What about you, Israel? What's got to be in it for it to be a decent film?
First of all, it's got to have good audio. Audio.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that, filmmakers? Make great audio.
If nothing else, get good audio.
Nothing can ruin a film.
If I can't listen to it, I'm walking out on it, you know.
Yeah.
Actors-wise, don't got to be the greatest actors. They can be watchable. I think all of the magic really happens definitely in the scene while it's happening, right? You want actors that are watchable, but also in the editing phase of the film, you could make a bad actor look good, right? Movie magic.
Yeah.
But you know, first and foremost, you got to have good audio. It has to have a good story that you can follow, not something that's convoluted and all over the place, and you don't really understand what's going on. Watchable actors, and I would say that's about it. You know, and make it look like a. You know, I assume we're talking about indie film here, right? Or we talking
Indie
about
film.
Okay. All right. From an indie perspective, make sure it doesn't look like something you recorded on your camcorder at home. Make it watchable, you know.
Yeah.
Good film, good editing, good sound. Yeah.
What kind of film do you look for in a script? Like when you read a breakdown about a casting or something, you got to audition for. What kind of film do you want to audition for? What are you looking for? What about you, Israel?
What kind of roles am I drawn to?
Yeah.
More like dramatic roles, you know. I'm not trying to be a Tom Cruise action adventure hero or whatever. Not trying to be Will Ferrell comedy, you know. I mean, those are good, but you know, more my taste, my flavor of what I like is more dramatic roles that you know actually tell a story. You know, action films are cool, comedy films are cool, but at the end of the day, people want to be touched by relatable stories that you know they know somebody that something happened to, or you know, or maybe it happened to them, or you know, they're always like 3 degrees away from something that happened in the film, you know. So I tend to draw more towards dramatic roles.
So you want character a little more depth?
Yeah, a little bit more depth in character, you know. A perfect example, I think Denzel Washington.
So, do filmmakers have any responsibility to creating a certain type of film? Anybody want to jump on that? Israel, you got anything to say about that?
Yeah, that's it's a pretty loaded and heavy question.
Mhm.
And you know, what we do is an art form. We're artists, and what we do is an art form. And any artist owes a responsibility to the public to be truthful in what they do. But first and foremost, be true to themselves, because you can't be truthful to the public in what art you're creating if you're not true to yourself. And a perfect example of that is you look at Kirk Cameron. He walked away from Hollywood. He'll only do movies that, Christian movies, you know, or faith-based movies that are true to his beliefs, his values, you know, which is fine. There's a demographic, I mean, there's so many different demographics out there, so many different audiences you can reach. But first and foremost, before you can even think about, you know, having responsibility on them, you got to have responsibility to yourself to be true to what you're doing, and do you really believe in it? And once you're true to yourself, then you could, you know, relay that to the public in whatever audience segment that you want to target.
So, what film inspired you to get into the film business? What about you, Israel?
I don't know that there's one specific film or movie that made me get into filmmaking, but you know, I think I could expand that to a specific actor. Jack Nicholson, everything that he's in, and the different characters he plays, and the way they're shot, and the way that the stories touch people and resonate with you. I mean, you know, it's amazing the work that he's done and the career that he's been able to build over decades, and he's still doing it. You know, and being real and truthful with each character that he plays in every film role that he's given. So.
Yes, sir.
All right, my question is, especially filmmakers, you come up with a script, a really good script. It's long, it's expensive. What do? Do you sit on it, or do you try to build momentum to make that movie, or do you make a small part of that film? When you have a story that you love and you really care for, how do you? But you can't make it right now. What do you do?
Interesting question. Anybody want to handle that?
I would say just from learning from previous experiences, both as an actor being involved in other productions and making my own films. And I say this because I have a couple of ideas for future films that I'm not even going to touch until I have funding for them. You have a badass script, don't even touch it until you have the funding to do it and do it right and finish it to completion. If you don't have the funding to do it and do it right and finish it to completion, sit on it. It may be 5 years, it may be 10 years, go work 2 full-time jobs, find investors, wait until you have the funding. If you think it's that good of a script, you know, if it's something you're just, you know, using as a business card to get your name out there, then, you know, do it. But if it's a good film, wait until you have the funding and do it right.
I got a question. It's actually a segue from that. So what are some of the struggles that we'd be remiss in the doubtful with there if we didn't talk about directors having struggles trying to get their films made. Let's start with you, Israel. What are some of the struggles that you've dealt with and maybe overcome?
Funding, 1. Unprofessional cast and crew, 2. And then just overall securing locations. You know, I mean, you can secure locations, but when you're dealing with bigger projects, there's a lot more money on the line, and locations want to get paid to use their locations, and some of them want a lot of money, and you know, sometimes a scene won't work unless it's at that location.
Yeah.
Shit, what do I do? Okay, put it on the back burner, you know, work on it later on, you know, but. And just back to his point, if you're not able to do it right now, the universe is telling you you're not going to do it right now. Wait, because if you do it right now, the universe is giving you every sign not to do it, or you can't do it. You're going to end up with just crap and waste of time, basically.
So you think until you can plow forward 100% with every passion in the world, you should just wait?
Yeah, just wait. Just keep writing more script. Thank you, Bill, for putting on an excellent festival. This is by far probably one of the best ones that I've attended. And you and I have worked together in a couple projects, so this is...
You did not win an award for any of that.
Okay? So this is unexpected. I wasn't expecting this, but I want to thank everybody who came out and saw the Johnny Starr Story. And if you haven't, come see it at one of our future festivals that we'll be at. It's in a story that's inspired by actual events that resonates with any and everybody. You have small town corruption, greed, murder, unsolved murder, and it's inspired by actual events. So if you're a history buff or somebody that likes actual events, stories about them, come check it out. Thank you.
All right, hi, my name is Christina Ross, and we're here at the Fort Worth Indie Film Showcase, and I'm here with Israel Varela.
Yes.
So, your movie, the Johnny Starr Story, it's made waves.
Yes.
Please tell us a little bit about it.
Yes, it's gotten a lot of good exposure, a lot of good press. It was filmed in Natchitoches, Louisiana, oldest town west of the Mississippi, over 3.5 days last year, inspired by actual events. You know, it's got small town corruption, murder, greed. You know, and we got a lot of good press. We've been written up in papers, had an interview with Good Morning Texas on WFAA here in Dallas.
Yeah, I saw that.
We won a couple of awards up in Bare Bones. And now we just won the Director's Choice Award here at the Fort Worth Indie Film Showcase. So we're pretty excited about the film. You know, we're still early on in our festival run. You know, but so far we're getting a lot of good feedback. We had a packed house last night for the screening. Lots of good feedback, and you know, we're early on, but we're getting a lot of good feedback and a lot of good recognition by the press and by the audience too. So.
And for the people who are watching, who are just now learning about this, where can they go to follow your progress in the film and its release and all of this?
Okay, so we update everything through our social media channels. Facebook is the Johnny Starr Story, Instagram is the Johnny Starr Story, and Twitter, Johnny Starr Film. You know, follow us there. That's where we update all the news, all the activities, everything that's going on with the film.
All right, congratulations on the big win.
Thank you. We're up next at the Eye Catcher Film Festival in McAlester, Oklahoma in November, and we're still waiting to hear back from several other film festivals, so stay tuned for more.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time.
You're welcome.